Hey, what's up, fam? It's your boy Marlon C. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, just got done voting. Today's the first day for early voting out here in Texas. And so I decided to do my civic duty and do what I was ordained to do. Now, you know, in my videos, I told everybody that to get out there and do early voting because you don't want to be in them long lines and go through all them problems that they have with this, voting on November 5th or 6th or whatever day it is. But interestingly enough, this line looked fairly long when I pulled up. I almost said I'd come back later, but I said, nah, let me go and stand in line. Because hell, if I was a kid and if I was at Six Flags, doggone it, we sit in line for like an hour to get on a ride for like a couple of seconds. So I'm like, look. And then I see these old people, they shooting their 70s, 80s, 90s. Some going walking around with canes. Barely can move around. There was a little old lady that was in front of me. Matter of fact, interesting story. The lady that was in front of me the whole time, it was in line. We damn near got to the front, and this old lady was walking by, little old lady, shuffling along, going to the back of the line. One dude told her, hey, the back of the line is over there. But she was like following the line to the end, but like she could just cut across, go to the back of the line. But the woman that was in front of me, she said, hey, you can take my spot. I'm looking like, huh? And then the woman turned around and said, it's okay if she take my spot. I said, hey, you can do what you want to. And then she walked out. I thought she was leaving, but she went to the back of the line. I guess, people, there are some civic people around here who take being a brother, sister, and voting seriously. And doggone, that's what you need in this world. But anyway, that was interesting. Anyway, like I said, the line, 45 minutes maybe to get to the front line. But the interesting thing that I saw, I want to talk about is the voter ID laws are the problem. So you get to the front of the building and it says that Texas is a voter ID state. You have to have an ID. Now we know we've been inundated with these, these fears, this fear mongering about people can't vote because they don't have an ID, and it's racist to not be able to vote. As an American citizen, it's a lot of things that are racist, like that could be racist, like being made to sit in the back of the bus, red line and not being able to buy a house in a certain neighborhood, people appraising your house for less value than for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars less than what your house is worth because of your race. These are things that we see. There are studies, there are court cases and lawsuits on things like that in the past, in the present, and probably in the future. But the voter ID law, to me, there's nothing racist. Matter of fact, in line, old people in front of me, let me say elderly people been living longer than me. They're talking about like the history of voting early. Like the little lady was asking the people in front of her, like, is this the only place you can go to vote early? They were like, yeah, you can go here. You get one place in our city. There's one place in the town the town next to us. There's one place in the town to the right. There's one place in each city in the county. And she was like, well, back in the day, you used to be able to go to, you should be able to go to the courthouse, school, library, whatever. Whenever you could vote. So you had to when doing early voting, so it wouldn't be a long line. But now, only one precinct. And where I live, it is not predominantly freedmen at all. Now there was a few freedmen here that's voting, and most freedmen here stay on the east side of town. And this is like a little bit downtown, a little bit south of downtown, but it's a centralized area location. We always hear about people talking about polling locations being closed. There's not enough polling locations that to travel far to go somewhere to vote. Man, we got one place open in our city, one, for early voting. So everybody has to sit there. I say it to say this. Just because there's no spot where you live doesn't mean there's nowhere you can vote as long as you're in your county or in your district. But us, it's the county. Because small towns or whatever. But maybe in big cities you got districts. Well, I'm sure there's somewhere in your district to vote. It may not be around the corner. It may not be across the street, but there's somewhere to vote in your district. Just go. Stop complaining and go and vote so then things can be changed to your benefit the next time. Also, I saw when I'm going through the door, they were taking voting machines, took a polling machine, and was coming out, bringing it outside. I thought maybe it was broke or tore up. No, there are people sitting in their car who cannot stand in long lines, I guess, don't have a wheelchair or whatever, handicapped people. Sit in their car, and they got a polling machine to where they bring it out there and they can vote that way. So again, there really is, like I said, the fear mongering, the older I get, the wiser I get, the more I see the bullcorn and just can't put up with it. So you can vote that way. But then back to the voter ID registration issue. So there's a sign, I wrote this stuff down. At the door when you walk in, it says Texas is a voter ID state. It says that, well, it says the IDs that you should have, you can have a driver's license, a passport, an election ID card. I got my voter's registration card too. I have my driver's license, excuse me. I have my driver's license, my voter's registration card. Handgun license, a military license, or a citizenship license. Well, hell, you can even not be from this country and have a dang on me way of voting. But yet, voter ID laws, again, are racist, right? But then, you go below that. And the paper says, if you don't have those forms of ID, you can bring any government document with your name on it, okay? You can bring a current utility bill. If you live somewhere, you lived in this world long enough, you should have a utility bill in your name. How'd you get it? With an ID or whatever. You can have a bank statement, a government check. How many of our grantees and grandpas getting Social Security and retirement checks? A paycheck. So like I say, how many of them are getting checks? Got to. They living on fixed income. Most of the people, elderly people I know in this town, they in nursing homes or they living at home or whatever, they're on fixed income. How are you on fixed income? You get a check. Bring it with you. And then a document that states that you were like born here, like a birth certificate. But it also says, along with that, you can come in, fill out some kind of declaration form in order to validate your ID. So it's not that you cannot vote. It's just that a lot of people, for some reason, people want to be, to me, I'm just going to say, there are too many grown people who got excuses to not do what they need to do to make sure things get done. They want everything easy, and I understand it. Life is hard, man. Life is hard. Life has challenges, and sometimes you got to do something extra to get what you used to get back in the days that was simple. That's just about life, man. Life changes. As time comes with change, change comes with time. In that spirit. So my point is, get out to vote. Get out and vote. Do what you need to do. Everybody's talking about this is the most important election of your life. Well, dang it, if it was that dang on important, you would up until now, when you knew Trump was running, or even when you knew Biden was running, whatever side of the fence, or you knew Cornel West was running, whatever side of the fence you on, you knew back then they was gonna say it's the most important election of your life. Well then, doggone it, you need to act like it. You need to get out. Then that means you go and say, hey, how can I figure? No, they got these voter ID laws. I feel like this is racist or whatever, discriminatory. How the heck can I get an ID? What can I do to vote? All you do is look it up. Like I said, this is a paper. This is a piece of paper sitting on. This is a card, taped up to the door or stuck to the door, telling people how to vote, how you are able to vote. So basically, hell, if immigrants and citizens and people with green cards, naturalized citizens or whatever, if they can come in and vote, if they got things posted on that door, telling them how to vote, why the heck can't you do it? Why the heck you trying to come up with these up here explaining as to why you can't vote? It's a bunch of hot garbage to me. Like I say, there are too many people, grown folks out here, who got every excuse in the world to try to get out. And to me, it seems like it's a culture thing now. They try to do everything they can in the world to try to get out of doing what they need to do to succeed. If it ain't handed to them, if it ain't done for them, then they feel something's wrong, it's racist, it's discriminatory, why I gotta do that. And I saw that brother walked a long way to vote. Man, he wasn't patient to find him a parking spot. But anyway, if it ain't handed to him, if it ain't made easy for him, then it's upset. Then they want to cry and play victim. When everything, basically, truth be told, everything in this world, I'm gonna say, at least in this country, everything you need to succeed is right there in the mirror. You just gotta use it. And like I say, that's the frustrating part about it, because too many people got too many doggone excuses. Anyway, that's all I got. About to head to the post office now, run a little errands for the day. Later on, hit the studio, hit the office, and hit y'all up with a few, with a few more videos, later on. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. And as you know, hey, don't forget, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please share. So you can get super thanks, super chats on my live videos. You can go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com, and to where you get 10% off your first purchase, or you can click on the shop button below and get you some products there. But with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.